can understand the context in which maybe these ordinances or these things are happening, and maybe start to trace that through the scriptures, and you can recognize those patterns. So we're talking about keys, priesthood keys.
So
when they were sending military messages, it would be signed in with the seal of the king.
welcome back. I'm Nikki.
And I'm Ethan.
And we're talking about keys and authority and priesthood authority and all that good stuff.
Yeah, mostly keys. We're both sick, and we both have mountains of tissues next to us. And Nikki's got notes to help her out.
Which have not been helping me
been helpful. This is the third time we've restarted filming because it's been that successful.
It's been awesome. This is the third time's a charm.
Yes. So we're talking about keys. Priesthood keys.
So
keys of authority.
This ties into our last episode with our documents and sealing and unsealed documents. So I think maybe you should talk a little bit about like the authority and where that comes from, and like how keys might not be the term that is necessarily like maybe that's more keys, of a I think, is modern term.
Modern interpretation.
Yeah.
It's just what it's representing is an idea that if something is locked, you need a key to unlock it. And the key, if you have a key to a lock, you have the authority to unlock that thing. I think that's us looking at it through a modern lens, because the word key is not found in the scriptures very, very much.
No, I think I found maybe two references.
Yeah, and I think in the Book of Mormon there's one.
Oh,
I think in the Old Testament there's two.
Yeah.
And New Testament,
I actually don't know if I found it.
Tell you what, while I'm explaining go ahead and look that one up.
Yeah.
She'll look it up here. So the word key is pretty rare in the scriptures. The idea that it comes from, and of course this is by my own scholarly work, is, if you remember in our sealed and unsealed documents podcast episode, when you sealed something and you had the authority to do so, it was like an actual seal of wax with some kind of a symbol. You'd use a stamp or like a signet ring to mark that seal, and the symbol represented the authority. It could be a family crest, or it could be if you there's examples, I think, of King Zedekiah, and when they were sending military messages, it would be signed in with the seal of the king. And I may be getting those scriptures wrong, but that was the idea: is if you were a public official or in any bit of authority in your family, you usually had something to show that as you interacted and made contracts and interacted with others. So that's, if you think of authority and proof of authority, it's a symbol, and it can be worn. It could be, your Pharisees and your priests.
Oh yeah.
They wore symbols of their authority.
Yeah.
But the seal part, to seal something, you had to have something that could mark another thing, and that would be a stamp or a signet ring.
Yeah. I think a cool, like, modern day reference to that was the one you have from Dune.
Oh, well, yeah, that's Dune is an interesting one, because there's Christian theology references all throughout that movie. I absolutely love those movies.
Yeah, those are cool.
So, if you recall, in Dune, there's the signet ring of the Atreides. Paul's father has it, and he signs the contract to take over and have dominion over Arrakis and
Yeah.
produce the spice for the Empire. And so we see that very early. He uses the ring to
I had
mark the
forgotten about
seal on
that
the
first
contract.
one. Yeah.
Well, and then Paul receives the ring in the end of that movie when his after his father's dead. And then in the second Dune, in Dune 2, Paul, he doesn't wear the ring. He takes the ring off in the beginning and he puts it back on, and kind of it's a symbol of owning his family and his heritage.
Yeah.
He also uses it to send a message to the emperor on the end of the message.
Yeah, he does. I
it's
forgot
kind of
about that too.
tube-looking
Yeah, the
thing.
silver tube
But the end of it is signed with a
with his
seal.
seal. Yeah.
Yep. But then there's another example. I think it's more subtle because the seal is only a symbol of the authority. Even if the ring was given to someone else, possibly it could be symbolic of passing the authority. But if you just stole the ring, or you stole somebody's ring and you were acting, you wouldn't really have the authority. The ring is just a symbol of the authority. And if you have it dishonestly or fraudulently, the authority doesn't really follow you. You just have the symbol. You don't have the authority.
Yeah.
But when Paul unlocks the vault with the warheads,
Yeah.
it's not his signet that unlocks it. It's his DNA.
Yeah.
Only his DNA or someone of his family. Because
lineage.
even though we had the whole planet, all the house of Atreides, there's many, many people.
Yeah.
But there was only one Atreides genetic line. And so only they could open it.
Kind of something we see in the Bible too. There's a lineage and like our pedigree or whatever, the lineage of the tribes and everybody that has authority. It's passed down that way through the families.
Yep. Well, and that was, back then you had servants and your servants had servants.
Yeah.
And you would grow in wealth. The more you had dominion over, the greater you would grow in wealth.
Yeah.
There's a lot implied there in that culture. Like when Lehi leaves Jerusalem, and he was a very wealthy man, and he takes his family, he takes the house of Lehi into the desert. I always used to think it was like 10 people, going out camping, like it'd be like maybe 5 people, like me and my family, and going out and camping, like single car type thing.
Yeah.
No, he took his entire household, which would have been,
it'd be like a small city. Almost.
Could have been like thousands of people, which is huge.
Yeah.
Because he would have taken the servants and their families and everything.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's only one genetic family of Lehi, but everyone else would
still be considered family
of the family of Lehi. Yeah. So everybody were sons of Lehi, but there were only genetic sons of Lehi. Maybe you would say it as they're all sons and daughters, but then there was only one begotten. That kind of a thing.
Like we're all
all of the house,
daughters of Heavenly Father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're genetically
there's only one son, begotten son.
It's an idea.
It's interesting. I hadn't thought about it that way. That's kind of a cool way to look at it.
So interesting. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They give blessings and they pass authority from one to the other through the generations.
Yeah.
But so that's what we're talking about is the keys of authority. Their key is not found in the scriptures.
Well, so to go back, because I did look up New Testament.
Yeah. How many times is it found in the New Testament?
So there's 6, 7 times.
So the word key is found twice in the Old Testament, once in the Book of Mormon, and 7 times in the New Testament.
Yeah.
So it's very sparse,
Yeah.
which...
Well, the New Testament is almost talking about like a binding or like having keys of authority almost.
The New
in some of the
Testament is?
scripture. Yeah. So like one of them is Matthew 16:19. I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven, and whatever you bind on earth shall be bound in heaven.
Yeah.
And whatever you loose on earth shall be loosed in heaven.
Yep. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later.
Yeah.
So going through it, what we're looking for is authority or power, maybe ordinances, dominion, those kinds of things. If we find those things, it probably maps to a key of authority or a priesthood key.
Yeah, those words lead to that type of thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. So let's dive in. The first key would be Adam in
Definitely,
Genesis.
Yes.
He has dominion.
Dominion over man, right?
Over man. Yeah. Now, depending on the scriptures we look at and the commentary on it, because he's first, there's some things implied, but possibly he has the presiding keys over all dispensations, because from him all dispensations come. Maybe it's a third authority over the governance of earth, something like that.
Yeah.
And that would be passed down, or should be passed down to his children, if they're righteous. And I think we see that in the lineage that's kept in the generations of Adam in Genesis.
So it's, well, I don't know.
What you thinking?
It's interesting because, like, we talked about Satan having authority or dominion over man, that little G, God, in Corinthians, 2 Corinthians, I think.
Yeah.
So there's some, I think there's some authority, like there's some weird authority things happening with Adam and Eve and Satan at the same time on earth. And like there's authority through Adam, but then Satan has some off to the side, like dominion over earth also that's going on.
Well, yeah, and that's not to get out too far on a dirt road.
I think
that's there's some apocryphal references. Jonah Barnes has done some good work on this.
Yeah.
Satan as a fallen angel, it's implied he has priesthood authority.
Yeah.
In the Apocrypha, it's implied that he's stripped of that authority.
Yes.
It also could be said that maybe that authority is given to Adam.
Yeah.
So, yeah, back to our sealed and unsealed portions.
Mm-hmm.
Satan may have an unsealed portion, and Adam has the sealed portion.
The sealed. Yeah. I guess that's what I was trying to, like, he has something, but he doesn't have all of it.
Satan.
Yeah, Satan. Yeah. That's what. Yeah. Sorry, just to be clear.
Well, and there's a lot that's packed into Genesis. For example, Genesis 3:15.
There's a lot.
Yeah, she's got that up on the screen here.
Oh yeah, I can pull that up. Check it out.
I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. That right there, thy seed and her seed.
Yeah.
That's just on its face, it's enmity between Satan, the seed of Satan, and the seed of Eve, which is interesting.
Yeah.
I think there's probably some interpretation that needs to happen on that verse, but Satan has seed.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess.
There is a conflict between his seed and the seed of Eve.
That's a good point. I guess I hadn't read it like that.
So there is, if Satan is passing,
I guess there would be evil on earth.
Yeah. Well, and
so
it we see that later in the generations of Adam, the sons of Cain and the sons of Adam,
Yeah.
or Seth. Yeah, the generations come through Seth.
Yeah.
The sons of Cain and the sons of Seth, the names are similar.
Yeah.
And and they're paralleled.
Yes.
And I think it's a compare and contrast between seed of Adam and Eve and the seed of Satan. And
that's really interesting. Like
we could imply that there's an evil priesthood
like an
authority,
evil line of
an evil line, or
that's really interesting. I hadn't thought about it like that before.
Yeah, and it's yeah, and so there's a lot.
It's like an evil twin.
It's
sorry.
I guess.
Yeah. It's like,
I think it's a shadow.
Yeah.
That's probably maybe a better
shadow.
way.
That's a good word for it.
But
that's interesting.
So anyway, back to keys. They denote authority, and they denote authority by saying you have the authority to open or unlock something. And so, well, if it's locked, you need a key. That's your authority, and that's why. But it's just a symbol of the authority that you carry within yourself, that either you're born with or you're given the authority. Now, Adam, he passes it down through his sons all the way down to Noah.
Yeah.
Noah as the last patriarch before the flood.
Yes.
Okay, who comes after Noah, Nikki?
Who comes after Noah?
Yeah, who's the next dispensation?
Moses?
No.
Am I messing up? Oh my gosh.
She's messing up again.
Wow.
Abraham.
I cannot think. Okay, Abraham. Duh. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
Yep.
Messed that up.
Yep, Abraham. So Abraham, he's got keys, and it's kind of implied, because we're not sure if he was bestowed anything by Melchizedek.
Yeah.
It's implied he could have been, but we're not sure.
But his is more like because we just talked about this, the patriarchal blessings, like passing those types of things, right? Like that was part of his keys.
Well, yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we see the pattern of the patriarchal blessing begin with Abraham.
Okay.
And that passes to Isaac and then to Jacob.
Oh, okay.
And that's where we see that. Now, in the generations of Adam, and even Noah to his sons, that's implied that there's, from one generation to the next, there's authority being given. But the difference is Adam and his sons, they overlapped so much because they lived so long. Whereas Abraham he's not alive while his grandsons are alive, kind of a deal.
Oh, that's true.
At least that's implied.
I mean, well, that's a good point.
So it really is from one generation to the next. Now, we have the Abrahamic covenant, but Abraham's the head of his dispensation, which is important because it's been like, see, I'd have to look this up. I think it's been 1,000 years since Noah. Is that correct?
From Abraham?
Abraham to Noah is 1,000 years. And it's been almost 2,000. It's between Adam and Noah is almost 2,000 years. So we're like 3,000 BC, roughly.
Let's see. I'm just going to look it up really quick.
Yeah, I'm shooting from the hip here, so we better look it up.
I'll look it up.
So anyway, a lot of time has passed. We're seeing a new dispensation. Abraham holds the keys to that dispensation. He makes the Abrahamic covenant. It's significant with patriarchal blessings, but it also, the Abrahamic covenant is big on posterity and family, promises of eternal increase. So that's significant. And then that passes to Isaac and Jacob as the next patriarchs. They hold the keys of at least they hold the authority of patriarchal blessing and inheritance. Let's see here. Fast forward to Joseph of Egypt. Now his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, they are tasked with something, and that is the gathering of Israel. Now, Joseph himself, he kind of gathers Israel by bringing his family out of the wilderness into Egypt. And, of course, there's a famine and there's a lot of backstory there, but he essentially has gathered Israel, and they live in Egypt for 400 plus years. So Joseph has gathered Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Now his sons, Ephraim and Manasseh, and their tribes.
So just to jump back really quick, Noah and Abraham, the difference in the years apart is about 950 years. So almost 1,000 years between them.
Between Noah and Abraham.
Yeah.
So between Noah and Abraham is all about 1,000 years.
Yeah.
So new dispensation. A lot has been lost, and a lot is because in that time between Noah and Abraham, we've got Babylon and
that's true.
The confounding of the tongues and all that stuff. So there's a lot happening. Noah's son Ham, he founds Egypt. Egypt's not really a thing until Noah.
And that's interesting too.
Yeah. So there's a lot that happens in those 1,000 years, but if we fast forward, it's a new dispensation. So authority is given to Abraham. He passes it down to his sons.
Yep.
It culminates kind of into Joseph and his family. They're in Egypt for 400 something years, and then we're almost to a new dispensation again. Who comes after Joseph of Egypt?
You're going to ask me again.
Yep. We go from Genesis to Exodus right there.
Aaron? Wait, Moses. Oh my
Moses.
gosh. Wow. I messed up again.
Oh my gosh.
On this.
Apparently when you say Exodus to my wife, she thinks Aaron, because who doesn't? I mean, that's
I don't even
that's
know
the obvious
right
choice,
No, it's
name
Moses.
the famous guy from the book of Exodus.
Moses. I'm sorry. Yeah,
Yep.
I mixed that up again.
So Moses,
I was like, I'm gonna get this right this time.
Yeah. Well, I like how she totally guessed. Aaron? Jesse? So Moses is the head of his dispensation, and
my gosh.
there's a lot of things implied. It's implied he's given authority. He's certainly given the authority to wield power or act on behalf of God, which is interesting. God doesn't just smite the Egyptians. He tells Moses what to do so that the Egyptians can be smitten.
I don't know if that's...
God doesn't just part the sea.
Yeah.
He commands Moses what to do so the sea is parted.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing. But it's also implied that Moses has the authority for the gathering of Israel, because he gathers and brings them out of Egypt. So it's the physical and spiritual gathering of God's people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see here. We've got other keys though that we find in the Old Testament.
You can ask me which one's next.
No, I won't do that to you. No, once was enough. Twice was enough.
Twice, yeah.
Let's see. Elijah, he had the key of sealing power.
Yeah.
And it was very, very closely tied to the power, the authority of sealing families or ordinances for eternity, turning the hearts of fathers to their children and the hearts of children to their fathers.
And that was, yeah, what was I was going to say something about that one. I don't remember now. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. So that was Elijah. Let's see here. What other ones do we have?
Well, we have the there's Elias. That's the Abrahamic keys.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that one ties back to Abraham.
Promises of posterity.
That's Elias.
Priesthood. Yeah. Okay. Patriarchal blessings.
Yep. And then we have the I think we're jumping into the New Testament now. Well, actually, while we're in the Old Testament, the one place in the Old Testament where key is mentioned is the key of the house of David.
Yeah. Yes.
Which is interesting.
That one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see here. Which there's lots of prophets in the Old Testament, but I wouldn't say prophet. The term prophet is being used as someone who held a specific authority of the power of God. Reason being, maybe at least that's not how the Old Testament prophets are represented. I couldn't find any keys of Isaiah or anything that linked back to that. There's and there's lots of little books of prophets in the Old Testament, but
and I wonder if they had keys, but it's just not like it's been lost. Like what their authority was.
Well, and to be a prophet, you prophesy of things. And I wonder if while our modern day prophet, we're very clear on he holds keys.
Yeah, and he holds very authority. Clear. Yeah,
one who just prophesies. Maybe in the Old Testament, it's like, yeah, he's a very wise man, but we're not claiming that he holds authority. He's not a patriarch. He has no authority there.
Well, that's true. Yeah, maybe he wasn't, and I think, could we still have prophets that are not necessarily part of the church? Or I can't imagine like there could be other people that are prophets,
right? Well,
like outside, there's people that could prophesy things.
Well, it's like who revelation. Who can receive revelation? Well,
anybody can.
Anybody can. But like I'm going to receive. If I receive revelation, if I'm going to receive revelation, it will be revelation regarding things that I have authority over.
Yes.
I don't have authority over the Church of Jesus Christ, so I won't receive revelation regarding the Church of Jesus Christ. But I can receive revelation regarding my family.
Yeah. But what do you like for Isaiah? He receives some pretty serious revelation about things.
Well,
and the Messiah and everything. So like what I would say he must have had authority over something.
No, I don't know that he had authority. It's not marked that he has authority over anything.
Okay.
So he was like, receiving revelation regarding just future events.
But anybody could. That's what I'm saying, though. Like, anybody could receive that type of revelation then.
Only a prophet.
Well,
not anybody.
But how do we... Okay, so Isaiah, like, we call him a prophet.
Well, let's do an episode on Isaiah so we can dive into this for you.
Okay. Because now I have questions.
And I think... See, my nose is just running.
Yeah,
I ought to just put a funnel under my face here. All right. And we're almost wrapped up. But,
bucket
so, with Isaiah...
Yeah.
Yeah, and this ties into another key we're going to talk about here. Let's see here. Key.
Well, we didn't talk about...
Well, let's do the New Testament.
Okay.
You've got the one in Matthew, that key.
Yeah.
That's the
keys of the kingdom of heaven.
Keys of the kingdom of heaven. That's got to be part of the Melchizedek priesthood.
Yeah.
Keys. That's authority to act within the church.
Yeah.
The Church of Jesus Christ, and that's given to Peter, James, John, the 12 apostles.
Yeah.
So that's that one. That's authority.
Yeah. Well, what about the priesthood of Aaron? Did we talk about that?
Oh yeah, well, Moses in Exodus, yeah.
I know, in between all that.
The most famous guy in Exodus, Aaron.
Yeah.
So that's where we established the Aaronic priesthood.
Yeah. And then John the Baptist, it was brought back, or he brought that authority back.
That authority was restored with John the Baptist. Absolutely. Now, funny enough, the Aaronic priesthood, you either have to be
a direct descendant, right?
You have to be given that, or you have to be a direct descendant of Aaron.
Yeah.
And that's,
and you're automatically, if you're a direct descendant, you are part of the Aaronic priesthood.
You hold the Aaronic priesthood, which is fascinating.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting that it follows that lineage.
Yep. The Melchizedek priesthood is established by Jesus Christ. It also implies that it was possibly there with the guy named Melchizedek in the Old Testament.
Or that's a title, too.
Yeah.
So we've looked into different...
Yeah, the guy that has the name Melchizedek.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a title, but
also
that's
maybe
where it could have been,
name.
That authority could have been
started with Melchizedek.
Yes, in the Old Testament.
Yeah.
You following?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I got you. One.
Yeah, the Melchizedek priesthood could have been back with that guy titled Melchizedek.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's implied that even though that's with Abraham, we don't even have the Aaronic priesthood yet with Aaron.
That's true. Well, then
and Jesus is the person that really establishes the Melchizedek priesthood.
And we talk about that thing where he literally has the sacrament. Like Melchizedek.
Yeah, we should do an episode on that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's another sidebar we should get into. How long have we been recording for?
34 minutes.
34 minutes. Let's wrap this up. So there's lots of keys. It means authority. In the New Testament, we get into the keys of the church, the authority of the church, given to Peter, James, John, and the original 12. Let's see. There's other keys in the Book of Mormon. We've got it's implied that there's keys of knowledge. There's keys to the mysteries of God. keys of all spiritual blessings. Some of these could probably be umbrellaed by the Melchizedek priesthood,
Well,
or
one
just
that
as implied authorities
yeah,
that follow.
one that I saw was interesting was the keys of death and Hades, and then they seemed like they lumped in Key of David with this one also, but it was resurrection keys.
A resurrection key. Yeah, that one's mentioned in some things by Joseph Smith.
And Revelation.
Yep. Which is the
Bless you.
excuse me. Now you guys are getting a real show today. Oh man.
Yeah, this is real life here.
So the key and authority over resurrection and eternal life,
Yeah.
that's held by Jesus Christ, and as He resurrects many people, He Himself is resurrected. That, my understanding, is that key, that authority has not been fully restored upon the earth.
That's kind of how I read it.
Yeah.
There have been instances though where it appears people have been resurrected though.
Yep.
So I'm not quite sure how that all works, but there are stories and witnesses of that happening.
Yep. And then we have keys of the presidency or local jurisdictions. So those are broken down, through church leaders and into smaller and smaller jurisdictions.
Well, and that one was like basically the governance, like
Yeah.
the hierarchy of the church from what I was reading.
Yeah.
Was how it would be laid out.
Yep. There's apostolic keys or keys of succession, and so it's interesting. These aren't literal keys. That's representative of authority. It implies there is a central grand authority where all power stems from, and it's been piecemealed out over the millennia, and some things are applicable today that weren't then, and vice versa.
Well,
so it's a fascinating way to look at it, that there is authority that has been given, and that authority will return to being centralized.
Yeah.
In the latter days, in the returning of Jesus Christ and the formation of the house of God here on earth.
Well, that's what I thought was interesting was bringing that all back together was because it seemed like from what we were reading is everybody's that had their whatever their dispensation was, like people from the past with those keys, even if there's multiple of them, they'll be called to come all together and report basically back to Christ.
Yeah, and that's Adam on Diamond, the patriarchs of the dispensations and the chief key holders of the separate keys.
Yeah.
They will gather at Adam on Diamond and report to Adam as the first patriarch, who has dominion over the earth. They will report to him and I believe give their keys.
Yeah, they'll
return their authority. Which I don't know if that sounds like the passing of a physical thing, but I wonder if it's metaphoric, of course. And then Adam then turns and gives that dominion and authority to Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And there's a ton implied, and we could probably do a whole episode series on.
Yeah, there was a lot I was reading, but
then that the authority over the earth, the dominion, is being held by Christ. That starts the millennia of peace.
Where because
Christ is king. Yeah.
Because of that meeting, Christ will bind Satan. And so that's basically the end of Satan's, any leftover, whatever foothold he had left will be bound, and Christ will reign.
Christ will reign. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, it's one of the marks of the last days.
Yeah.
And I'm not so sure that meeting hasn't already happened.
Yeah, I don't. What makes you say that though?
We'll save it for another podcast. But I'm dying over here.
Okay.
They're probably dying watching us.
We're at 40 minutes.
If you've hung out for the last 40 minutes, we
really appreciate it. We'll feel better next time. But
whoever you are, leave a comment.
Yeah,
just saying I made it, and then put your timestamp.
Yeah,
the one person who did that. I know there's just one that made it this far.
Yeah, if you made it, please leave us a comment. That would be awesome. But this was really interesting, just walking through all the keys.
Well, and it's just another way when you read about contracts or seals or authority or keys. Excuse me. When you read those things, you can understand the context in which maybe these ordinances or these things are happening, and maybe start to trace that through the scriptures, and you can recognize those patterns.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. So
you guys have a good day.
Yeah. Like, subscribe, share.
Definitely leave us as many comments as you can. We love hearing from y'all.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next time. Hopefully we're healthy.
I hope so too.
Otherwise I'm buying stock in Kleenex. This is terrible.
Okay, see you guys.
See you then.